YouTube, I'm back, baby. Listen, now I collect several things, right? I collect cool clothing. I collect horror figures. I also collect 4K movies. 4K movies is really all I watch these days, guys. I don't watch VHS tapes. I don't watch DVDs. I don't watch Blu-rays. I don't even watch 4K scans on Blu-rays. I watch 4K, and why do I still collect physical media? Well, I think if you want the true 4K experience, you got to go physical media, guys. The 4K streaming, they've got to compress it so much that you really lose a lot as far as the bit rate's concerned. If you've got a physical 4K disc, the bit rate is almost 7 times as high as a 4K stream, just because the streaming has to be compressed so much. Even as far as Blu-ray 4K scans, guys, a lot of people have it misconstrued about a Blu-ray disc as compared to a 4K disc, right? There's not like any kind of special things that go on a 4K disc. It's the exact same disc. It's just how much can it hold? How much information can it hold? And like a 4K scan on a Blu-ray disc, you just can't hold as much on the disc for like the visuals, the HDRs, or the audios, the Dolby Atmos. You just can't put that much physical stuff on a Blu-ray disc. So a 4K scan on a Blu-ray disc isn't a 4K experience. You know what I'm saying? And so I would equate like a 4K scan on a Blu-ray disc to be kind of the similar to a 4K stream. Good. I mean, quality. It's definitely an upgrade, right? But it's not the true 4K experience. Now, if you're watching your 4K movies on like an Xbox or something, you may still not see a huge difference in the color coding and things like that. But if you've really got a nice 4K setup and want to get the most out of 4K, you're definitely going to see a difference between the 4K physical disc and a 4K stream or a Blu-ray 4K scan or something like that. But 4Ks, guys. So I don't just collect any 4K. I don't have a quad million, 4Ks. It's got to have a reason why I buy it and want to own it for several. So let's just get started. We'll just run through these real fast, guys. And I'm kind of weird. I have to watch the movie, watch all of the credits, watch every special feature in the disc, on the disc. I have to, for me to complete it, to feel like I completed it. And when I complete the 4K, then it goes into a protective plastic case, right? And it goes into a different part of my 4K collection. Until then, it does not go in the special case that I put these in once I've completed them. So I'm very odd, guys. I acknowledge that. But anyway, let's just start with these. Boys in the Hood Steelbook, 4K Steelbook, guys. In high school, I watched this movie once or twice or 7 gazillion times. I could tell you, I mean, I am Doughboy. Let's just be real. No, I'm half Doughboy and half Ricky. I do enjoy the football, but love the movie. Watch it ever so often. Share it with as many people as I can that I come across that haven't watched it. And if you haven't watched it, stop what you're doing. Don't walk. Run to your 4K player. And let's check out Boys in the Hood. Right? Next, Us. I wasn't as big a fan of Us as I was the Get Out. I like Get Out a little bit more than Us, but I got the Steelbook. I still enjoyed it. Jordan Peele's got his thing going on. And yeah, I liked Us. Meg, went to the theater with several friends and watched Meg. Liked it. Now, there's some shark movies I prefer over Meg, but it was an enjoyable experience. Had a lot of fun with it, and got the Steelbook of 4K Meg. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Every time I watch this movie, guys, I enjoy it just a little bit more, and I've heard that pretty often amongst my friend group, but got the Steelbook for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now this, A Star is Born, tearjerker. I hate when people get in that spot that people get in sometimes, and then they don't get to come out the other side of it. But very emotional movie when I watch it, and I highly recommend it. Got the Steelbook for A Star is Born. Scarface, got the the traditional 4K packaging here. Guys, I know this movie word for word. This is probably the movie out of all movies that I've watched the most in my lifetime. I can quote anything you want for it. Manolo get the yayo. I mean, we can do trivia if y'all would like for on the channel sometime. If anybody thinks they can beat me at Scarface trivia, I welcome the challenge. Absolutely, I've watched this 4K, and evidently I've went through all the special features because it's in the protective plastic case. All right, guys. Hellfest, highly recommend it. Some people kind of shoo-shoo on this movie. I highly recommend Hellfest. Love it. Haunt came out shortly after. Haunt didn't get a 4K release, but I wish it would have. I loved Haunt, but Hellfest is something I'm going to go back to at least every October and check out. New York Ripper. Let me tell you something about Lucio Fulci. Huge fan right here, guys, of Italian horror, and in particular Lucio Fulci with Zombie, New York Ripper, House by the Cemetery. Now, some of his others didn't get 4K releases yet, and I'm hoping that it does, like Don't Torture a Duckling, The Beyond, City of the Living Dead. I mean, there's several Lucio Fulci movies. Now, they're not for everybody. Right, everybody's not gonna, connect with Lucio, but I really dig the dude, man. He really had a talent, and I get it. And New York Ripper, just do not watch this with your parents or young children. Right, let's stay away from that. But if you got your little honey cuddled up to you, it's actually I dig it. I'm enjoying it. The Shallows, one of my favorite shark movies. It may have something to do with Blake Lively being in a bikini for the duration of the movie. Big Blake Lively fan here, guys. Love The Shallows. This slipcover, and I got the slipcover on all of these, right? But I'm very particular in my 4K collecting. This slipcover, a buddy of mine, the Viz, really helped me out and pulled a rabbit out of his hat and was able to hook me up with this slipcover. It took me forever to be able to get a hold of that. Straight Outta Compton 4K. Now, I'm not as big on this as Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and some other things, but I had to check it out. Now, I know it's not factually accurate on a bunch of these things in this movie, but it was still a fun watch, and I got to go through all of it and check it out. 3 from Hell. I'm higher on this movie than a lot of people are. A lot of people shoo-shoo this movie, but you put Sherry Moon Zombie and Bill Moseley in the movie, I want to definitely check it out. Had a lot of fun with it, and I really love Sherry Moon Zombie's portrayal of Baby in this. I dug it. Get Out, like I said earlier, I liked it better than Us. Really dug it. Jordan Peele, I'm interested to see what he does next. Count me in on that. Unsane. Now, guys, I wasn't as high on this as a lot of people were. I was really recommended this movie, and meh. It's okay. It's all right. They filmed it all on an iPhone. I think I remember going through when I was going through all these features and everything to put this in my completed section. But yeah, meh. Split. I'm going to be honest. I got this one because of my daughter. She wanted to go through the franchise. I think it was Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. This was because of her. Yeah, we had fun with it and finished the franchise. But yeah, that's those are what we have completed and went into the completed shelf of the completed plastic coverings, and then we'll move on to the steelbooks. All right, the steelbooks that I haven't really got to dive into and complete, so they haven't gotten the protective plastic coating yet. The Halloween 1978, I think this kind of speaks for itself. It's an amazing movie. Really cool packaging on the steelbook. Can't wait to dive into that and get it done. The Halloween Steelbook 2018. Love this one. It's a lot higher on my franchise list of Halloween than a lot of people put it. I really liked it. Bam. Alfred Hitchcock, The Psycho. I don't think this needs any explanation on why I got the steelbook to this. Really love Psycho, and that part 1 was amazing, and haven't got to finish this yet. Goodfellas, if you like gangster movies at all, You need to check it out, but I'm sure you have if you like gangster movies. Goodfellas, yeah, dug it. The Shining, Stanley Kubrick, right? When this packaging came out, I really wanted this. It just kind of stood out of what was going on, and that last in this maze, little Danny was so intelligent, and Jack Nicholson wasn't. Oh, Jack, but really dug The Shining, guys. Highly recommend it. Doctor Sleep, The Shining Part 2, right? Wasn't as high on this one. I really dug the ending. I think a lot of stuff they tried to set up kind of paid off in the ending, but wasn't as high on it, obviously, as part one. But when you set a bar that high, it's kind of hard to get to. I'm going to be honest. The Joker Steelbook, I have not watched this movie yet. I've had this Steelbook since it came out. Have not got to watch it yet, guys. And it's kind of embarrassing because everybody's really recommended this to me. I need to make that happen. The same with It Chapter 2. I have not watched It Chapter 2, and I'm a horror fanatic, right? I just have not, for whatever reason, every time I get ready to watch Chapter 2, something comes up, and it doesn't happen. But I need to make that happen. Right now, I've got some Lucio Fulci things I'm really wanting to dive into, but I'm going to get into that quick. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Wasn't as high on this. Now, I typically like anthology movies like Creepshow 2, Trick or Treat. This one, I mean, it was what it was. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. So we got the steelbook of that. Jaws, come on. Let's do that mid to late 70s period on creature features or slashers or possession movies. I mean, they had the best. That late 70s kind of just stole the show on a bunch of things. But Jaws, no, you don't need to say any more on that. Zombieland Part 1 Steelbook, really liked it. Really dug Part 1. I kind of get into that. Everything doesn't have to be just a classic horror movie. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I get into a lot of just kind of horror, silly stuff. Now, Part 2, Double Tap, guys. Zombieland Double Tap. Went to the movies and watched this. Fell asleep. Not very long into it. Have tried to went back and revisit it, and just I'm not into this one as much as I was Part 1. But got the steelbook. Christine Steelbook. Kind of a plain Jane Steelbook, but wanted it, really get into that time period of horror. So had to add that to the collection. A Quiet Place. My boy Chance Richardson is not into this one. I am. This was my favorite movie of the year it came out, horror movie of the year it came out. Really loved it, and really looking forward to Part 2. I think this Rona kind of delayed Part 2 coming out, but as soon as it comes out, I'm going to definitely check it out. Can't wait. Been looking forward to this sequel to Quiet Place. Pet Sematary Steelbook. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a Stephen King guy, but it is what it was. I'm not going to pick a fight with Pet Sematary. Creed 2, I like a good fight movie, boxing movie, excuse me. Anyway, a little small pet peeve of mine, but anyway, Creed 2, liked it, enjoyed it, and the thing with Rock and his people. Something I didn't enjoy as much, Alien Covenant. Got the steelbook to Covenant. I remember when I was going through the franchise, I picked this up and went through the whole franchise and found out that I'm not just a huge franchise lover for the Alien franchise. But it was what it was. This one has not even came out of the store packaging yet. The steelbook for Invisible Man. Really like this movie. Evidently have not had the time to dive in and get the code out and things like that. But yeah, those are the steelbooks that I have not dived into and finished, guys. As soon as I do, they'll go in their casing. And now we'll go on to just my standard 4Ks. Alright guys, so now finishing up with my standard 4K releases with the slips. Invisible Man. I remember when this came out, the steelbook that I got ended up coming out months later, and I had already picked up this. So, I don't know, right? The steelbook came out and I'm a collector, so we had to get it. But Invisible Man, I love it. Maniac, guys, for you gore hounds out there, look, listen, give it a try. Anything by this Blue Underground that they've been releasing on 4K, I've really been digging it. Blue Underground's been killing it, especially with their the transfers and just Maniac. I really, really enjoyed Maniac and highly recommend it. Now, it's not going to be for everybody, but if you really like intense horror, I think Maniac's going to be one you enjoy. House by the Cemetery, Lucio Fulci, needs no explanation. You guys already know how I feel about Fulci's movies. Now, House by the Cemetery is not one of my more favorite Fulci movies. It's got some things going on with it as far as what makes sense and what doesn't. But I wouldn't consider this a zombie movie. But I'm a Fulci guy, and I had to check it out and had to get it. I would steer you more towards the New York Ripper and Zombie and things like that. But a lot of people really get into House by the Cemetery. It's got a lot more plot and character development for sure. Zombie. I've done a movie review of Zombie on this channel. Check out the movie review if you want to see my opinions on Zombie. But Blue Underground killed it again, and Fulci is a master, in my opinion. Guys, the 1978 Halloween 4K. This came out a long time before the Steelbook came out that I picked up. But got this autographed by Sandy Johnson, PJ Souls, and Nancy Loomis at Day of the Dead in Atlanta when they were all there. It was really cool seeing Sandy Johnson. I don't think she does a lot of horror movies. That's who played horror conventions. I don't think that's who played. Excuse me, Judith Myers at the beginning of the opening of this 1978 Halloween. Really dug it. Probably need to go ahead and get this in the protective case with the autographs and everything on it. Cloverfield, found footage stuff. People have their pluses and minuses to it. I dug Cloverfield 1, dug Cloverfield 2. Cloverfield 3, maybe not so much. Jigsaw, I'm going to be honest, because I keep it honest on this channel. I went to the movie theater and watched this and have not ever put this 4K in my player. It needs to happen. I need to go through the special features and yeah. American Gangster, kind of the same deal. This was, I was in one of those spots where you buy two, you get one, I don't know, for a nickel and a quarter. I don't know. But that's the only reason this got purchased. American Gangster, we'll check it out eventually. Haven't went into it. Overlord, went to the movies. Saving Private Ryan meets Resident Evil. Picked it up on 4K. Bam. Not as high on this one, Brad. Really dug Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Ad Astra. A lot of people love this one. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those people. Glass, again, picked it up for my daughter. She wanted to go through the franchise. We made it happen. My all-time favorite horror movie, guys, is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, this wasn't in a American release. This was a different region, but 4K, it doesn't matter what region it is, right? It plays on any 4K player. So, had to grab this and bought this off of a friend of mine. Made it happen. Predator, the 4K collection, 4 movie collection, I'm sorry. Went through this when I was doing my Predator rankings, and yeah, part 1 really liked. Part 2, I know a lot of people like part 2. Don't put me in that camp. I like Predators. Anyway, I don't want to offend anybody, but yeah, part 1 was a classic. Cabin in the Woods 4K with the slip, of course. I like Cabin in the Woods. I liked it. I dug it. I get into those type movies, and don't kill the messenger. Johnathan Ivey likes it. Mayhem. Was told by a friend I was going to like this as much as Belko Experiment. I did not like this as much as Belko Experiment, but I got my guy Glenn taking care of business on Mayhem, and Negan put man down with a baseball bat, man. Louisville Slugger. That has nothing to do with mayhem, but I just wanted to share. Bad Times at the El Royale. Liked it. Seen the previews for it. Thought it was going to be Identity Part 2. If y'all guys that remember Identity, this looked like this is what that was going to be on the previews when it came out, the trailer. Liked this movie. Liked it. Watched it a couple times and dug it. Evil Dead 1 4K with the slip. Boom. Evil Dead kind of speaks for itself. If you're watching this channel, you've probably seen Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2. Let's just make it Evil Dead with a bigger budget. Let's just make it Evil Dead but more polished. Okay. I'm in. Count me in, Sam Raimi. It. Like this one. Haven't seen the chapter 2 yet, but really like this one. Liked it more than the 90s version. Liked it. Boom. Creed, loved it, liked it. Let's go, Rock. Let's get him ready to go box somebody. Pet Sematary, the original. Again, I'm not a Stephen King guy, but I got the remake, so I had to get the OG. Just the way my collecting goes. Casino. Listen. I am Joe Pesci. Let's be honest. Whenever I watch any Joe Pesci movie, except My Cousin Vinny, I don't watch that one. But when I watch any other Joe Pesci movie, I'm always the Joe Pesci character. Right? That's always me. Casino. Check it out if you haven't. Brightburn. I don't watch comic book movies. So I was not going to go to this. Got talked into it because I thought it was going to be a Spider-Man, Captain America. It wasn't. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Please, if you like comic book movies, don't hate me. I just don't enjoy those. These last two, guys, I do not have a slipcover for. Alien. And I realize it got a steelbook release. And I don't have the steelbook. And I don't got the slipcover. And it's bothering me. Now, this one, I'm really kind of salty about. Pitch Black. I bought this the day it came out. Pre-ordered it. When it came, it didn't have a slip on it. Now, it's bigger than a normal 4K case. So maybe they don't have slip covers for this movie. I'm hoping that's what it was. I'm hoping they just didn't say Johnathan Ivey don't deserve a slip. But it didn't have one. If they have slips to this, leave me a comment. Let me know so I'm not on just a wild goose chase. All right, guys, I appreciate you looking at my entire 4K movie collection. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, guys. Man, hit the like button. Leave me a friendly comment. And if you leave a negative comment, also leave your street address because maybe it's something we should discuss. Punk! Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. We'll be looking for the next video to be coming out soon. And if you ain't checked out 4K, check it out. All right, guys. Peace!